More foreclosures in this country take place because of healthcare related incidents than anything else. Yes, ma'am, you've been standing up.
Thank you, Congressman. You have to raise their costs because the government cheats them. And that's exactly what it is. No matter which color doctor fits, it's cheating them. This Obamacare is going to continue to cheat these doctors. They're going to get out of the system. That's going to hurt all of us right now. Why is it, man? That's all right now. And as far as the 54 and under, I actually read the proposal, and I kind of think I'd like to be that 54 and under, because I'm going to be able to choose for myself. Not have the government tell me who I'm going to have to go to or what kind of plan I'm going to take. I can choose for myself. That's what this program is allowing. They're allowing a voucher for the government to pay to somebody of your choice.
Well, if the government is paying it to the insurance company.
We as Americans are used to being able to choose for ourselves, not be told. That's the American spirit, to be able to choose for ourselves. What you've done with Obamacare. And when I saw that grandma over the Smith thing, you know what I expected to see when they dumped her over on that wheelchair? Obamacare. That's what I expected to see.
Look, I get it. Grover Norquist and those who believe the government ought to be shrunk up so small you can drown it in a bathtub. There are people, right or wrong, you know, I respect people that disagree with me who say, look, everybody ought to be able to pull themselves up by their own bootstraps. Everybody should be a rugged individualist. Everybody ought to be able to tend to themselves. And if they can't, they should rally their families around one another. Until we look at the vagaries of the system and catastrophe and what can happen, whether at birth or by accident. The reason that people under a constitution form a government is so that when the vagaries of a system that we live in come crashing down around people who, through no fault of their own, find themselves out of luck or out of money, that we provide for them. And you do pay for it yourself. And I'm not frightening people.
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are. Who's frightened?
I'm telling the truth. If that frightens you, that's not my thing.
You're telling the politician's side of it.
He is a politician. Well, I don't know where I go with that, but let me just say a couple of things. For a bill that was supposedly rammed through, why did it take over a year and a half of debates to get there?
You had to learn what was in the bill.
Democrats rammed it through. There's no Republican debate. We all saw it.
Why did we have to pass it to see what was in it?
That was a misstatement that certainly Nancy Pelosi has been more than crucified for, etc. Apparently you have wax in your ears because you haven't heard me say it. Now this is about a Medi-scare form. Now you don't have to scream out, sir. This is not about Wall Street. And you're wrong in your assessment. Now, Paul Ryan is to be credited for forcing a debate and making an issue clear, and that allows Americans to take a look at the costs and to take a look at what is needed. And yet we have people who want the first act of Congress was to, in the House, was to repeal the health care bill.
Yeah. Defund it.
Defund it.
Give the $500 billion back to Medicare.
And what would it do? The $500 billion to Medicare. Excuse me. If you want to be recognized, raise your hand. These other people raised their hand.
Keep going on. Take another question.
The Delphi.
Television commercial being pushed off the liquor.
That is awful.
No,
It is. It is.
Wrong.
Excuse me, I have the floor. What's the
It's
question?
a
I'm going to get to the question.
We can't hear you.
Talk louder.
The picture that I get as far as what's coming out today is with the Ryan bill and other things. These things are going to affect us today. Is that true?
The Ryan bill? The Ryan bill?
I'm saying, it's saying that all the suffering that's going to, as a result of the Ryan bill, is going to be all kinds of suffering to the senior citizens, and the tension is used in us sitting here today. I asked some questions.
Sure. No, the Ryan bill would only affect, initially, in its inception, people 55 years or younger.
54.
So,
Yeah.
but, well, we want to make sure that things proceed for you and everyone else as they are currently.
They can't.
We're here for
It's not, it is sustainable.
Baloney, it's due to go bankrupt in 2023.
Yeah, if you don't take the steps that are
What
required.
are you guys offering?
What did I
You
just...
put a budget up last year.
First of all, you're not recognized, and you keep flirting now. You're rude to everybody here in the room.
I'm going to be honest.
Patient.
Mr. Larson, I voted for you as my representative. I'd like to know why, instead of, you did compliment Paul Ryan and bring this
I did.
up here to the forefront, and I compliment you on that. Why don't you build on the program he has rather than knocking it down? Why can't we work together?
Well,
Paul
that's
Ryan and John Larson
Well,
work together
that's
and
what-
build on the program he has rather than just try to defeat it. I'm
Dismissive.
dismiss him he has to have some good points in his program. He started the ball rolling. Why are we knocking him down and not trying to build this program better? My philosophy in life is always been, let me try to build him up. That's always been the American way that I've been taught. So why don't the Democrats and the Republicans work together, and you in particular, work with Mr. Ryan
Well,
on our behalf as Connecticut residents?
Mr. Ryan and I serve on the Ways and Means Committee.
Yes, I know that.
I have worked with Mr. Ryan, but Mr. Ryan and I have a fundamental disagreement about Medicare. I agree with him, as there were many agreements in the budget, the total budget process, of what we have to do to reduce the deficit. He disagrees with us on oil subsidies. He disagrees with us on off-seas.
Well, you're absolutely right on ending the oil subsidies, but you also have all the subsidies for the alternative fuels, which is $14 billion and not $2 billion.
Yeah.
There's a big difference there. There's a lot of waste.
You're going to love coming to the budget.
It costs more to produce the alternative fuels than they're worth. When it costs you
Yeah.
$3 to produce something, you have to sell it for $4. So why don't we drill for more oil in this country? I mean, let's do a
As the lead proponent of the Natural Gas Act, I think there is an alternative way. And they readily agreed that they could come up with $2 trillion in savings, and then quickly pull back when they thought that there was a chance that the bill would fail, and began lobbying to the extent of $2 million a day to stop this from going on. There's no magic in this. The costs, excuse me, that are for,
I would like to believe you and everything that you say. As I study this more and more, I find out that from both sides of the aisle, there are a lot of half-truths. One thing that really upset me when the Affordable Care Act first came out are 2 points. Number one, the President said you can keep your position if you like him, if you're getting along well with him, but the devil is in the detail. When you go through the details of the Affordable Care Act, in essence, no person will be able to keep their position because everyone's insurance will change by the nature of what's in the Affordable Care Act. Number two, I've yet to hear one legislator say that, yes, this is a good policy, I'm going to sign on with this. Whenever anybody asks, the legislator says, you will have a chance to get the policy I have.